We had an amazing trip. Find out the details on this next episode of Digest This.
Welcome to Digest This, the show that helps you revolutionize your digestive health. Here are your hosts, Dr. Liz Cruz and Tina Nunziato.
Hello and welcome to Digest This. I'm Dr. Liz Cruz and I've got my beautiful wife, Tina Nunziato, sitting right by my side. Hopefully you're watching us. Oh my goodness. 2026. I got to tell you, we brought it in literally with a bang.
For sure.
For sure. Celebrating with all my family in Puerto Rico. I've never seen New Year's being brought in like that. Have you, honey?
No, Puerto Rico definitely knows how to do New Year's. I'll tell you.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Fireworks all through the entire island. And they even had aerial views, later on social media that you could see fireworks everywhere.
I think every house in Puerto Rico was lighting off fireworks pretty much from like that morning all the way till like the next morning.
Exactly. I feel like we kept hearing fireworks even for
did.
days.
We did.
Even for days.
Leading up to it and after. But for sure that night, I mean, where we were that night, we were kind of elevated.
Mm-hmm.
So all we had to do was look out and it was just fireworks for as far as the eye could see. And then after it stopped, it was just smoke. The whole island was just a cloud of smoke.
It was so awesome.
Yeah.
So we want to tell you about this trip because it was an amazing trip. So
and don't we look good?
I know, look at us. We're all nice and tan.
And everyone's been like, you guys are glowing. And
You're
it's because we were at the beach. Yeah.
Yeah, we were at the beach almost every day, if not every other day.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And so for years, I've been wanting to take the family to Puerto Rico because...
Are you going to cry on this podcast?
I might.
Okay, just checking.
I might. I already feel myself getting emotional because I wanted for my wife, my children to meet the amazing Cruz family in Puerto Rico. And there's family on my mom's side, family on my dad's side. And my dad's side, I mean, it's a huge family because dad was number 10 out of 19 kids. So hundreds of cousins and aunts and uncles and you name it. It's a huge family. And so it just wasn't happening. And this last year when I turned 60, for my main birthday gift, because my wife did an entire month of celebrating, but my main gift was a trip to Puerto Rico for Christmas with the family. And it was something that it did make me cry because for years I've been wanting to take them. So now
specifically at Christmas.
Christmas.
Like you can go to Puerto Rico any other time during the year and it's just a few $100 plane ride. Okay.
Right.
But when you go at Christmas time, the flights are like $1,500. And the main reason that is because that's the time of the year to be in Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, aside from the weather being amazing and you can be at the beach on Christmas, that's when they have all their celebrations. And that's when there's just a ton of stuff going on in Puerto Rico at that time. So for a family as large as us to spend $1,500 per ticket has always been a little rough to take a trip. So we haven't been. And I just bit the bullet this year and was like, we're going.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I think that you found some better rates
I found
early
some better
on
flights
in the
early
year.
on in the year.
Yeah. So finally, dream come true, take the family to Puerto Rico to meet the extended Cruz family. And can I just say, like, I have cried multiple times.
Yes.
Since finding out we were going to go. And even the week leading up to it, I think I cried just from happiness because this is a big deal. I haven't seen a lot of that family in over 20, 30 years. And so it was a big deal. And to be able to take my wife and my children and to immerse them in this other part of their culture. I mean, that culture belongs now to my wife and my children. That's part of them.
Which I do have to say that you've done a pretty good job taking that culture and bringing it to our house.
Oh, thanks,
over
love.
the last 20 years because it didn't feel too foreign. I have to say, being there. But yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah.
And it is. And it was really cool because, of course, there are all Spanish stations there and all the Christmas music. To hear my kids singing some of those words and humming them, like that music is embedded into our children's
because
minds
you've been playing
and hearts
it here
since they were babies,
since they were little,
all our lives.
And so to go there and hear those songs on the radio, they were like, I know this song.
Yeah,
I know this song.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
So we went for 2 weeks, and there is a little side story at the end, because the vacation was extended, thanks to President Trump. But anyways, I will tell you, and you'll see me sipping on coffee because this is the Puerto Rican coffee. And actually, since we've come back, I haven't been drinking coffee, but I drank coffee there every single day. It was like I had to. It was part of your culture, the experience, part of the culture. So I thought I'd drink a little Puerto Rican coffee for this podcast. Yes. And but what didn't we do? We pretty much experienced a piece of Puerto Rico on every level.
You jam-packed it.
Yeah, we did. We went to El Yunque, which is probably the largest tropical rainforest in the United States, is in Puerto Rico, and it's called El Yunque. And my grandmother used to live there. God rest her soul. I mean, she used to work there. She lived by the Yunque and she worked there. And so we went to the Yunque. We did hiking. We did an ATV trip in the Yunque. There are about, is it 8 bioluminescence bays in the world? And 3 of them, 3 major ones, are there in Puerto Rico. So one night we did a kayaking adventure on a bioluminescence bay.
So let me just stop there really quick. Because first of all, I've never kayaked at night. I mean, we've done kayaking things, but I've never kayaked at night in the pitch black dark. It was insane. Like just that experience of kayaking in the dark was so cool. But then you get out to this huge opening in the water, and you're there and you're just running your hands through the water and you see all the water light up. Yeah. I mean, it was incredible.
It was beautiful.
Incredible.
It's these little microorganisms, these little dinoflagellates, and with friction, they light up and they put out, it's some chemical reaction in their little microscopic bodies that puts out this light. And it was amazing.
It was awesome.
It was amazing. We were staying there in the beach town of Luquillo, which there are like over 30 kiosks. Oh no, almost 60 kiosks of food. And, and I remember those as a kid, those are like little shacks. Now they're like, it's like a whole row.
It's a built structure.
It's a built structure right there, in front of the beach.
It's like a giant strip mall.
It is.
With just restaurants and bars and shops and
oh my goodness, cool. Everything. It was amazing. So where we would go, we were staying like 5 minutes from there. Tina got us an Airbnb close to the beach. We'd go to the beach and then you just walk over to the kiosk, get a pina colada, get lunch, whatever you wanted. So that was awesome. We were,
the water was beautiful.
The water was gorgeous. Yeah,
there was temperature every day. It was like
every
mid-80s.
day. Oh my goodness, every day. We did a boat tour where we did snorkeling, and got
to see some huge sea turtles.
Oh, that was so awesome. Yeah, so that was just amazing. We were staying close to my mother's hometown where she was born. My beautiful mother, God rest her soul. She was born in the town of Fajardo. And so we were like, just a few minutes from Fajardo. So we went to where she was born. And actually my grandparents who are no longer with us, they have a home there. And 20 years ago, when Tina and I got married, we went there with my mother and her parents, Tina's parents, and we stayed with my grandparents, and they're right there, just tucked up on a mountain,
right in the jungle,
right in the jungle. Beautiful. So we went back to that home, and actually got to meet some family that still live there. I mean, that was the area where my grandparents were born, and so a lot of roots right there. So we got to go there and hang out for a little bit, show the kids where their grandma was born. So that was very cool. What else as far as the excursions?
We just toured the north part of the island and the south part of the island.
South part, a lot of the towns. Beautiful beaches. We went to Old San Juan, which was really very critical for a lot of the wars, the fortresses, the old fortresses that are there. Just amazing history. And right on the water. I mean, pretty much no matter where you are in Puerto Rico, unless you are inland, you're inland in the central mountains, pretty much, anywhere on the coast, you're obviously right there by the water, by the beach.
I know we toured that area, the Indian reservation, we had to walk up the mountain and you could see down into the water and the huge cliffs and the formations,
the caves,
and you can actually climb into the cave, and it was really narrow, and then you come out and you see this huge drop into the ocean. I mean, you could fall and die. The kids were like researching how many people have died at this spot, and it was like 13 people a year or something like that, because they're stupid. But
you have to be really careful. So just beautiful. And like we said, we were at the beach almost every other day. Mm-hmm. So I'm building up to the pinnacle of the trip, which was being with the family and meeting the family. Okay, so we have my mother's side of the family, which is, so my mom has two brothers, Uncle James, he and my Aunt Margaret, they actually live in Fort Myers, but they joined us on the trip also, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. And then her oldest brother, Tio Eli, who actually just died a few months ago, but his wife, Tia Noelia, and I have a cousin, Linda. So they are there close to the area where we were staying. So we got to spend a lot of time with them. My Tia Noelia cooked Christmas meal for us. So that, and my cousin, Linda. So that was amazing and so special. And so we got to spend Christmas Eve, Christmas Day with them.
They came over to our Airbnb and we ate and we sang. We were
singing and just having a wonderful time.
Yeah, it was really
so
fun.
It was a lot of fun. And then finally we got to go and spend time with my dad's side of the family, which is the big family. Okay. Because like I said, he's number 10 out of 19. And so the Cruzes on my dad's side have a street where my grandparents, they bought it when they already had like 4 or 5 of their kids. And over the course of time, that street just became the street for the Cruz family. There were several homes on that street, which are still there. And so when they have huge parties, they always, it's like a block party, and that whole street belongs to the Cruzes. Mm-hmm. And so when we went to spend time with that side of the family, I mean, it was also amazing because I got to see cousins that I hadn't seen in 20, 30 years, the kids, and Tina got to meet all these aunts and uncles and cousins, and they just kept coming out of the woodworks,
And everyone was so nice and they were so happy to see us.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you, the energy was unlike energy that I have felt, like just that love and that togetherness, and that family is just there together, and they've lived their, a lot of them did move out of Puerto Rico and they went to Florida, New York, and Georgia, California. I mean, that's where my dad and my dad went to California, and that's where my parents met. But that family, that core family that is there is huge. Mm-hmm. I mean, my cousin Tanya was telling me, oh yeah, I had a small party at the house. We had like 150 people. I was like, that's a small party.
That is a small party for them.
But that togetherness that is there, like that energy of that family that is there, that loves. And so like, it did make me cry because it filled, what did I tell you? It filled like this little empty spot in me that I didn't even realize was empty. That love that I felt was just amazing. I mean, my wife felt it. I mean, it was to the point, like, we've been thinking, we're going to spend summers in Hawaii. And she's like, why go to Hawaii? Let's just come back and spend our summers, here in Puerto Rico with the family and get to know them better and get integrated in that family. I was like crying. I was like, really? Yes, let's do that. I mean, we have family there, and the love of that family is just so filling. Like, so anytime you're with a family, music is a very integral part of the Cruz family, and it made me realize, I think it helped my wife and my kids to understand me better.
For sure.
Like Kai, my son, was like, now I understand where your enthusiasm for life comes from, because it is so prevalent in the Cruz family.
Yes. You had one cousin that was so energetic and so outgoing, and we looked at him and we're like, that's you, babe. That's you right there. Like,
I know. And I told him, and I said, oh my goodness, I told him, I love you. And he's like, oh, I love you more. I love you more. So anyways, so anywhere you go, the Cruz family is very musical. A lot of musicians, a lot of musicians. Some of them are professional musicians that tour the world, the country, the world, professionals, and very, very much a part of the family. No matter what gathering you're at, they're going to pop out the instruments and there's going to be singing and dancing.
Like 3-hour setup of instruments for these.
Yeah. I just wanted to share. So I knew going in, before we left, I was like, I've got to bring instruments because this is the way I grew up in my family with my dad.
Well, you talk to them because leading up to Christmas, they do, and even after Christmas until Three Kings Day, they do parandas. And so
tell them what parandas are.
Well, parandas are basically like Christmas caroling on steroids. Okay. I mean, they basically go from house to house and they bring all the instruments and they're singing all these Puerto Rican Christmas songs. But when you stop at each house, you're kind of expected to be entertained. I mean, you're giving the music and they're going to come out and bring drinks and food and all these things. So in one night, you can go to 4 different houses and be fed and have drinks at all these different houses. So this is how Liz grew up. Her dad kind of kept that tradition with them in California. So she grew up doing these and she's always talked about them. And so we, when we went to Puerto Rico, she was telling her cousins, can we please participate in a paranda? So the first time we actually got together with the Cruz family while we were in Puerto Rico, it was for a paranda.
It was
a couple days before Christmas. So that was the first time we getting together with everybody and everyone's hugging and kissing and oh my gosh. And then it was like, okay, forget all that. Bring out the instruments. Okay, go get your instruments. Let's go. We're going to go. And so, Dr. Cruz brought her bag of instruments that we literally carried all around Puerto Rico.
I did.
She had a bag of all the instruments that we had.
So this is the bag that I carried everywhere. And I just want to share a few of these because these are instruments that are very essential to Latin music. Okay. And we had this in our home growing up. I mean, these were very essential.
We have these in our home.
Yes, we do.
I don't know what you're talking about. They are right downstairs, right?
They're downstairs. So our children have grown up with this. Exactly. This is essential in a Latin home. Okay. I mean, this is an Italian Latin home. Okay. Right. Italian Puerto Rican home. And so you've done an amazing job, my love, keeping the Italian culture. Also, we eat pasta. We've been very intentional. I wear sweatshirts that say Italia. So anyways, this is a guido. This is a gourd that's been cleaned out. There's holes here to hold it. And then you've got these ridges and you've got this wire thing. Okay. Yeah. And it's a gourd and you hold it and you play it. This makes rhythmic music. Okay. When you're playing this, you're playing in rhythm with whatever's being played. So very important, the guido. Okay.
By the way, she has second cousins. So girls that are like in their 20s, they literally sleep with their guido. Okay. And like I told one of them, I was like, this thing is always with her. It literally hangs from her belt. Okay. Yes. And everywhere they go, it's on her and she's just ready to play. And I was just giving her like such a hard time. I'm like, do you sleep with that thing? She's like, I pretty much do.
These are claves. This is also Latin percussion. All right. Rhythm, essential. All right. These are really tiny. Okay. But these are maracas.
Tiny, but powerful.
Powerful. Very powerful. Yes. All right. Another form of a rhythmic music.
A lot of percussion.
A lot of percussion. Here. That's right. Okay. This is a cabasa. Sorry. So you've got like these beaded wires that are put on this circular instrument, and it's like a washboard. Okay. And it's another Latin instrument.
This is also
That's right.
There you go.
That's right. So I carried this bag everywhere we went because you never know when a paranda is going to break out. And so at first,
and it's true because we were actually, we met the family down in Old San Juan at one point, and they had this beautiful area that was all decorated for the holidays, and this huge Christmas tree. We were taking pictures down there, and then we were walking back to the car. And as we're walking back to the car in Old San Juan, the parandas were just like popping out everywhere. We're like, get the instruments out. And we're playing as we're walking back to the car.
I had them in my purse. It's like, oh, no worries. I've got it. So,
exactly.
So yeah, just amazing. And we haven't even talked about, and I think maybe we'll do another episode, because I do want to talk about how my family has memorialized my grandparents' home, mm-hmm. and the memory that they've made to them, my grandmother and their very strong Catholic roots. I think that on this trip, my wife maybe understands me a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And some of the things, like the Catholic roots and all that. But we want to kind of fast forward here a little bit, because we're getting to the end of this episode, and tell you how our vacation was extended. Okay. So amazing trip. Like I cried when I left, but it was time to go home and get back to reality. So it was a 2-week trip. On January 3rd, we were flying out. It's a Saturday. We get to the airport. Our Uber driver is like, what is going on? He's looking around. He's like, it's 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. He goes, I have never seen the airport like this. There were people everywhere. Mm-hmm. We get out of the car, pull out the luggage. There's this girl on the curb. She literally looks at me. She's got like a hoodie on. It's still dark. She's like, you're not going anywhere. I was like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, haven't you heard? Flights have been canceled. So we go into the airport. We're like, there's people everywhere. Okay, everywhere. And we're like, what is going on?
Yeah. So they just said, here's a postcard for American Airlines toll-free number. Call this number or get in that line.
Yes.
I said, well, let's go get in that line. So while we're standing in the line, we were in the line for almost an hour. We're on our phones, just, trying to figure out what's going on. Finally, the news feeds start popping
President Trump has captured the president in Venezuela. And
by the way, Puerto Rico is just north of Venezuela. And the planes that probably went to Venezuela probably came from Puerto Rico.
Exactly. Okay. That's right. Because my cousins that are living that live close to Luquillo on my mom's side, my cousin told me, she goes, I heard something's going on. I heard planes from like 1 a.m. She goes, something was happening. So anyways, all flights have been grounded. Okay. All flights were canceled.
For 24 hours.
Yeah. And so basically you're not going anywhere. So I've got to tell you that we had a lot of different reactions in our family. Okay. And deep down, so I'm a free spirit and I love the adventure. I love the unknown of, oh my goodness, the excitement of how are we going to figure this out? My children, not so much. My children, not so much. Okay, good, right. I mean, the twins are 16. Okay, they were like chomping at the bit
ready to get
back so they could hang out with their friends like that night.
Yeah,
they're like thinking we're going to get off the plane and we're going to go hang out with friends that night, and they couldn't believe that their mothers took them away for 2 full weeks for the whole vacation. What about the friends?
Right.
So we had some mixed reaction, but at one point, even my wife looks at me. She's like, you're enjoying this,
loving this, aren't you?
I'm like, oh my goodness, this is adventurous. And plus, it's a great experience for the kids. Like life is unpredictable. Things happen and you learn how to be flexible and you're going to work with it.
So after waiting in line at American, we finally get up to the desk and we talk to the woman. She's like, yep, the flights are canceled. We can rebook you. Now there's 5 of us, right? So she says, well, the first time we can get the 5 of you out is about a week and a half from now. And I was like, what? I mean, aside from work and school, the kids were basically standing there crying. And I was like, I looked at her and I was like, okay, what, like, because we weren't even planning, like, what are we going to do next? Like, we don't have a place to stay. There was 9 of us staying in one Airbnb. All of us were planning to leave that day. So now we've got to find a place for 9 of us. People all around us were on Airbnb. You could see the Airbnbs going. Yeah,
I had pulled up Airbnb and
hotels were booked.
Everything was going like that. And first of all, my wife is like, first of all, wipe that smile off your face. Second of all, we've got to figure out how to get you back soon so that you could, go back to work.
So that you can make money to pay for the rest of this trip that we're apparently spending more money on.
And already we had a lot of cousins that were calling us, cousins there. They're like, hey, we heard what's going on. You guys come over.
But there was 9 of us.
Yeah.
It's not like it was just like, oh yeah, let 9 of us come over. So anyway, I asked the lady, the attendant, like, what if we split up? What if it's 2 and 3? So they were able to get 2 of them out 4 days later and the 3 of us out 6 days later. We ended up finding an Airbnb for the 9 of us just for a couple nights so that we can all get our bearings and figure out what we were going to do. And then after the 2 of them left, there was only a handful of us left. And so we were able to go stay with cousins. So it worked out. But what an amazing... I mean, there are worse places to be stranded.
Absolutely.
Right?
And you know what? God was good to us. And we had family there. And one thing that I was so thankful for, and I did tell Tina this multiple times, I'm like, look, the biggest holiday there over the holidays is Three Kings Day, which is January 6th. Okay.
We were just going to miss it by
We were going to miss it by a few days.
Yeah.
So Tina, with a couple of our kids, got to experience that, and I was so thrilled that they got to experience that. They were able to stay with our cousin Tanya, and they took them in, and they were so excited. And so I mean,
it was a great way to end the trip, spending really focused time with the family, being able to see Three Kings celebration. I was taking pictures and videos the whole time, so she felt like she was there.
I did. But it was wonderful.
It was very awesome.
I was excited. So what could have been a disastrous thing, I mean, basically I feel like we took it and we made it an amazing experience. And the kids Kai, I think, appreciated it. And the kids maybe don't realize it, but one of these days they'll realize, wow, that was an amazing experience. Yeah. And so it was an amazing trip. Thank you, my love, for that gift. I mean, and yes, let's go back to Puerto Rico.
Yes,
let's make it our second home.
There's still parts of Puerto Rico we haven't explored.
Oh yes, so much.
One of the things, just really quick before we end the podcast, one of the beaches we found on the north side when we were exploring, we ended up going back to 3 days later. We were supposed to do something else that day, and we're like, let's cancel that and go back to that beach. And just so many amazing things to see there and explore, and I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the island.
Yes. And for any of my family in Puerto Rico that maybe will watch this, thank you so much for making it such an amazing trip for us. We love you, and we will be back. We will be back. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Please connect with us. You can find us on our website, drlizcruz.com. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so that you don't miss an episode. If you haven't rated us, please rate us. Give us a 5 so that other people like you can find us. We love you. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you on the next podcast.
Thank you for joining Dr. Liz Cruz and Tina Nunziato. To learn more about their revolutionary products and services, go online to www.drlizcruz.com.